to all the partners and the development team. Before I do that, I want to also acknowledge the fact that there are people here from a group that I happen to have the privilege of leading, which is the Broadway Triangle Community Coalition. I just want to acknowledge that group because I want to acknowledge first Marty Needleman, who's here. Marty Needleman had the audacity to believe that common people, without any inroads, without any political muscle, had the voice to change the trajectory of what business as usual was in this city. And he did it without thinking twice. He did it by the power of the people that he believed in, and he also did it for the community that he called home and the community that he loved. I also want to acknowledge from my team, Robert Schliff, who was the lead organizer in this effort under the Broadway Triangle Community Coalition. I want to acknowledge other members of the coalition who are not here today, or some who are here, who are individually and also as organization members of the coalition, like El Puente of Williamsburg. I want to acknowledge Churches United for Fair Housing, who also led the effort in this fight. I want to acknowledge Gino Maldonado and David Lopez and others who were individuals who fought for this, put their names on the line and their reputations on the line to challenge the city to do the right thing. Because while we're here happily today, we have to acknowledge the fact that we had to let people know you need to do the right thing by this community, and that's how we got here today. So I also want to acknowledge that one of the beauties of today is the inclusivity that we're seeing today. That is not just Williamsburg that's going to benefit from this. Bed-Stuy will benefit from this. When we look at how this is designed and who's going to benefit in the preference for the lottery for this. I started this as an organizer out of a small church on the corner of Vernon Avenue and Tompkins Avenue in Bed-Stuy, Our Lady of Montserrat, with a priest who had the audacity to challenge his order and challenge the city, Jim O'Shea, who couldn't be with us here today, but I want to acknowledge him because he's the one that set the fire in me and set the fire in this to take place. But I also want to acknowledge that the people that are here today are people that should be here. Because while we had differences early on, the differences came because each individual organization has such a love, respect, and belief in the constituency that they represent that they will go hard for the constituency. And everybody believed they were right. We were all right, but on the wrong side of right. Because the right side of right was to be in unity and come here and say that no one's going to build in our community other than us, because we know our community best, we know what our community needs, and we know what our community has always longed for, which is truly affordable housing, not what was being built in this community.